We are so excited to be entering strong into season 11, Texas State Songwriters Championship. This year, we've decided to open our shows up for donation tickets and free online viewing. We hope you catch a show, TexasStateSongwriters.com.
My hands nowhere to go. My truck rolling down an old dirt road. Got the band just down country radio. Pretty girl by my side that I love to hold. I call that a good thing.
Look at that. I just did a whole amazing announcement and did not unmute myself, and we just lost Brian. Brian has gone from pro rodeo to pro radio. Y'all, he has one heck of a story, and here he is. we lost you. I did a whole amazing muted introduction, and then we lost you. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, thank you.
It's a Monday, y'all. Happy Monday. Hopefully it took it easy on you today. I know that I had one heck of a rough start, but it's all about that finish line, so we don't count the beginnings. How long have you been performing as an artist, Brian?
You know, I haven't been going too long. I've been performing as an artist now for about maybe 3 years off and on, but now full-time for about 2 years.
Wow. With what I've talked to you about back the line, that is a lot of accomplishments in such a short time, and this is going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm full-time rodeo cowboy, so the career is kind of, I've been doing it since probably about 97, so it's kind of getting a little tiresome. So I'm to the point now where I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do and still be at the cowboy roots and stuff like that. So I finally let loose and just said, you know, let's try the country music thing and see how that works out, you know. And the country industry, basically everybody I've met from Texas through Nashville through everywhere, really support the whole like cowboy movement of being like rising cowboy to country music now, you know.
They want real, they want raw. They're tired of the Playboy country music. It's not what it used to be. It's the one genre of music that wasn't tainted, and we can't really say that so much anymore.
Yeah, it's going good, you know. Just there's like, you know, anywhere from the George Strait, because you know he was out there team roping and riding and stuff like that, from Cody Johnson, you know, Bull Rider kind of stepped into the industry and started doing country music. And, you know, these are guys that I've seen on the road before. So I just said, what the hell, let's just do it.
So what was your rodeo forte? What did you tell us about?
I retired a few months ago, and I made it 18 days. Once the music really hit the radio channels and everything like that, they're like, well, rodeo cowboy, this and that. And I'm a calf roper, team roper. And so instantly I sold all the horses and everything, said, you know what, I'm going to just go hit the road and go sing and stuff like that. But once you got that rodeo kind of in your blood, you're kind of like, you're there. And I got another horse within 18 days of
Oh, he is not wrong. You cannot hide or run from your roots. You cannot do it. That's why most people who move away from home end up back at home. Like your roots are where you always end up.
So, yeah, it's a lot of fun, you know. Just the rodeo stuff has been life. You know, I quit it a few times. I thought maybe I'll quit it. I make it a week, and it's something that's in your blood, you know, the animals and horses. And I have like 30 animals here right now. I don't even know what I have. So,
well, and I think a big thing about that is that rodeo is family. That's community. So when you left that, you lost your community is really what that boils down to is, that's fellowship. I mean, call it church if you want to.
I talked to my rodeo friends too about it. And, the music business is pretty similar. I don't have to haul my horse per se, but I'm going from town to town to show and still doing the performing, country music's not like performing and stuff is not a joke. Like, this is just.
I think your horse just eats strings now instead of hay.
No, my horse is happy now, but, this performing is just as hard on your body as the rodeo is, and, but I love it no matter what. And, it's a different kind of feel, the rodeos, they're screaming and chanting your name and they're really like wanting you to do well or have the animal do well. And this here, they're actually like singing your songs. And, it's a completely different feeling when you're seeing people sing songs that you wrote and they're like dancing and having a good time. And I remember I was at a show over the weekend singing a song that I've never sang live before, and they're out there dancing and making dances up to it. So it's a pretty good feeling and pretty fun, to watch that unravel out there.
Yeah, I'm helping others. Service is really like the most like give back. Like what you put in, what you reap, what you sow. But if you go out and bless someone, you're actually blessing yourself in blessing someone because they have joy. Joy is infectious. So you gave them joy by blessing them, which in turn gave it back to you. And if we could just spread more of that, I think we could fix part of our problems.
Yeah.
So just the wanting something different, knowing that, like your body's not going to take many more gravitational pulls. Is that basically what inspired you? Who do you think influenced your style?
For the music? I'm going to say more of the George Strait style. Right now when I talk to a lot of artists and people pitch me songs and stuff like that, there's so many different style of artists out there. You got anywhere from George Strait, you have your Cody Johnson, Luke Combs, but then you have like Shabuzi, and so I'm on the other end of the tail. Like I'm like, let's just keep it George Strait-ish, and like I'm classic country, and people will send me songs and I say, I don't even think the words come out of my mouth that fast. Like I can't sing that. I'm like, I'm not a rapper.
Oh man, music has definitely had an evolution that has gone somewhere.
Sorry, it just keeps cutting off, but I get you right back on. But these songs.
It makes for more entertainment. They're like, is he on? Is he off?
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Can you hear me now?
So, but like I'm more like I do like the older country style. I like the stories. Definitely the cowboy type songs. Are mine, but I also like songs that I can connect. Like, it's hard to say. I don't want to sing slow, sad, ballad, relationship type songs, but those are always like the songs people are drawn to the most, like because it's realistic, and I can sing happy, sad songs all day long, and I have those that I.
Well, and I think that also like our world has been conditioned to focus on the negative. You really have to go out of your way to focus on the positive. And I think it's just a conditioning thing that, we want to hold on to the things that we've lost, or like a lot of people, like they really do want to hold on to that pain. Like,
yeah. Well, it's not even that.
It's like a conditioning. That's what we focus on is the negative. You have to really train your brain to focus on the positive for that to be what you pick up out of the world every day.
Yeah, but without the pain, you can never be stronger, because it's like that's what teaches us how to heal and how to survive and how to be stronger, because, that's what a lot of the songs are about. It's just we go through the suffering and the pain to become stronger and better, and I'm going to do this for me. And that's how you become that better, stronger person every day, is just like learning how to survive the pain that you've been through. Because like some of us have been through some things that would kill most people, but we're still standing here today, right? So
absolutely.
And that's why with like writing some songs and stuff like that, and some of the songs that even like if someone I co-write with or somebody gives me, I'm like, it has to reflect to me, because I'm not really a bar drinker. I'm not like all that kind of stuff. So any songs that really sing about the bar and going out to get drunk. That's really not my style because it's just not who I am. I'm genuinely a cowboy, and I work hard and I do hard and I try hard to just make everything happen, So, I like to see people smile and bring that joy and happiness to people because that's where the healing goes. Because I've been to shows before and you sing a song and people are crying at a show and just like you really touch them somehow. And it's just like, uh-oh, is that a good thing or a bad thing? So, there's so many different ways that music can touch people.
Absolutely. And I love that you made the comparison of doing rodeo and doing music, and that there's just as taxing on your body, because these people out here think that an artist made it big and he's got his life all cushiony, and that is not the case. Like, they put themselves through so much pain and misery, missing family functions, birthdays. They're sick. It doesn't matter. They have a contract. They have to show up and they better sound good. That it takes a toll on your body. You have to go through lessons to keep your voice, in check. So that comparison was absolutely spot on because, people need to be aware of that. And like this thing says back here, only you can prevent empty music venues. If we did not have music, we would have bumper lanes, not highways, for real.
Yeah. So the music, like all the artists nowadays, like everybody's played those shows where there's like an empty venue or a small bar, or like, where I perform, I have like, there's a lot of wine. I live in like a wine country area. So there's a lot of wineries. I play a lot of wineries, bars, big venues, it just, all of us have played somewhere before where there's like, when I very first started, I laughed with the band. I said we played for like 25 pumpkins one time, So now we're going to be playing with like Joe Nichols with thousands of people there, and it's just like, there was like, what was it, 25 pumpkins and 10 bales of hay was at one of our shows, So we're just kind of laughing now. It's just like, wow, we've really come a long ways,
What's up, Kathy? Country Junction Band. They're from Oklahoma, shouting out. We end up with a few of our artists on here on Monday nights that support what we're doing, and we're so grateful for them. Y'all, it is, how you were talking about, the pain and the broken, and that beautiful things come from that. It's I just got a message that I'm supposed to be keeping an eye on the weather. So y'all, if you want to help me keep an eye on the Wichita Falls weather and let me know if a tornado decides to go through our town, because I am in a 10-story building. I doubt that it's going to make it downtown, but if I'm getting weather warnings, text messages, people letting me know that I need to watch out, please, if you're watching the Wichita Falls weather and I need to go down to the basement instead of the 10th story, let me know. It's a long walk down the stairs. I thought I heard the lightning and the thunder growling out there. So tell us the story about the song that we heard as we were strolling into this interview.
That was a song that was pitched to me. And it was one that I kind of related to a lot. And like I said, I didn't want to hear any more of those drinking bar songs anymore. And, I just wanted something good. And that was like the key thing to that song. It's just a good thing, and to help like try to co-write, or there's a bunch of co-writers on that song actually that help come put a lot of these songs together. You'd be amazed how many people come together to write one song. And like I have like 10, 15 songs out right now that I'm trying to like have people help co-write, because
we have so many artists, y'all, that help these artists with songs. There are so many people behind the scenes.
Yeah.
In the village.
So like, I travel in Nashville a lot and I record all my stuff down there at the Treasure Isle studio. And with Bill McDermott, and there's a lot of technical stuff into it. They want your song to be perfect, and they're like, go read the book on how to write a song. And for me, it's kind of like, I want my songs hit a different way, because I perform a lot of my songs live for a long time before I'll record them, because I want to see what the reaction of the people are. And like with the good thing, it was one of those things where I would perform it and how many people were singing along, what if it's good enough for me to release that song first, and with management and stuff like that, management's always supposed to kind of have those say of like, okay, we're going to release this song this date, this is how we're going to do it, we're going to drop this. And as the artist, I'm like, just drop everything and we're good. Like, just put it out there. And it's like, no, it's all about timing. You gotta do it a certain way. And then it's just like, as the artist, I think the biggest thing, because I'm such a hard-headed, hard-head cowboy, let's just do it, and it's just like, just do it. I don't care. Let's see what happens. And that's kind of been like my whole learning curve right now, is just learning that whole patience thing. And especially with music, because like I'm a overnighter. Like I want that to happen now. Like it needs to happen now. And this is the first time in my life where I had to start something at the very bottom.
Oh man. So when he gets back on here, I'm gonna try to guess his sign. So Brian, I got a random question. Are you an Aries by chance?
No, I'm a Virgo. I'm a hard-headed Virgo. We want it now.
Well, Aries, they are the ram. So yes.
No, I'm a Virgo. I want it now, and let me show you how it's going to happen. So, yeah, but patience is a big thing right now. And Good Thing was a very good song choice and a very good release. It hit the market pretty hard, and everybody seems to love that song. And it's playing all through Texas, Nashville. It's out here in California, and radio's really pumping it and supporting that song. So that's been a good choice for a first release.
Absolutely. And thanks for bringing that up, because y'all, he is actually a California artist. I don't remember how I ran across this thing. I don't know if you had something sponsor post up or how.
I run through all the, like being the cowboy and stuff like that and rodeo and stuff, you kind of run through all the states. And I do know a bunch of radio people out there as well that were like, they heard the song and they're like, well, we want to put it on the radio in Texas. And like, if I being the cowboy that I am, you kind of stay all over the place. And like, they always ask, the hardest question people ask me, say, where's home? And I'm like,
where you lay your hat.
Yeah, where am I at right now? So that's the kind of the thing. Cause I know like Texas radio has the Texas radio, I don't want to say association, but like the Texas radio people. And then your qualifications are, you got to live in Oklahoma and Texas and all this stuff. And it's a lot.
50% of your gigs have to be in Texas from my understanding.
So, and that's why if I just fly out to Texas, do a couple shows there, and it's you got to play the game. That's just the radio. You got to play.
Unfortunately, you absolutely do. You just got to make sure you don't get lost in the game, and the game doesn't do you, because it has so many people. That's what I was trying to say. Like when you were bringing up the pain thing, I don't know why I keep on getting away from it, but I over and over and over, almost every show, just explain to people like it really is a Robin Williams story. Like broken things, like the only way that we can see a rainbow is through like a broken piece of glass. Like it takes something broken to make something beautiful. Like that piece of coal was broken before it turned into a diamond. It's all the pressure applied. What a struggle bus tonight, y'all. I think that we are going to listen to these couple other songs. So that patience, this must be God giving you a lesson in patience, because you're having to maintain composure through the frustrations every few minutes. I'm going to try to speed this up and get us out of here so that I can maybe not pull a Dorothy and end up in Oz on my way home.
I understand. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of songs coming out right now. We're dropping at least 2 or 3 right now. And I have a ton of songs, but like, again, the patience thing, I'm just like, was it Morgan Wallen dropped like 35 songs at one time? And I'm just like, can we just do that?
You can do whatever you put your heart to. However, your management is trying to, moderation and balance are the keys to life.
Yeah, no. It's right now it's about Instagram, I guess. Instagram and your followings. It's, I'm from a generation where it's just not like that was never important. And it wasn't around. Like I was lucky enough to be around before the cell phone was invented. So it's like, I got to experience life without someone staring at their phone. But
I remember, when they first came out with cell phones, and it was like in this zip up pouch that came, and it was like a
briefcase.
Yes, it was like a briefcase. I swear on my life, I watched my mother run it over more than once with her truck, and it still worked.
Yeah.
You can't run your cell phone over today with your truck and expect to still use it.
Yeah, I had a beeper. I would dial so that. But the thing is I don't know. Back with the music, I kind of missed the 90s where we could sell you some CDs and some tapes, and this streaming stuff right now. And I'm working on all my platforms, and we got to figure out the followings and followers and the social media stuff like that, because right now, people want to see how many followers you have to be able to sell that many tickets and stuff like that. So right now I'm working on social media and the following and stuff like that, because, like the opportunities do present themselves for me. I just need to work on that other social media stuff as well. That's why earlier I got a team of people that help me with social media and how to do this stuff properly and stuff, because I'm worrying more about focusing on shows and performing and traveling and all the shows. Cause like, I still have, maybe 50 shows for the year or something like that. I don't even know, but there's a lot going on for me right now.
There is definitely still, I don't know how many people still have the ability to play a CD, but there are still lots of CDs being sold. And they're really inexpensive and pretty quick to get a return on, like as far as like ordering them and then getting them back. Celeste, if you want to look into that, ask Celeste Marie Wilson. I think her mom, or Joshua Martin. I know both of them have set up CDs so that they have that at their merch booths, which is really important. So both of them have CDs that they have at their merch booths, which that's where you get your return on your music. Like I talked to an artist earlier, and he's like, Cynthia, I spent 10 grand on my music. This is just a hobby. I've made $100 off of it my entire time. I'm not even playing live shows anymore.
Yeah.
So if you are playing live shows, my suggestion is, those flash drives, you can order those in bulk and just put like 10 free songs on a flash drive. That way you always have, that free thing to throw out. 10 people in the audience get a free download, and then everybody else has to buy a CD type thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways right now, and QR codes and scan this for songs, and there's a lot going on right now. So, trying to figure it all out all at the same time, and then try to remember what I'm singing is, it's been a job.
Well, and that's another reason everyone needs to support their local songwriters, because they are songwriters. They a lot of times are just people who had something painful that they had to experience and needed to find a way to release it, and it came out beautiful, so they wanted to share it with other people to A, let you also feel better, and B, let you know that you're not alone. Like there are other people who have been through what you've been through, and they care enough to put it in a song and spend 10 grand to get it to the radio so that you know that you're not alone. Most of our artists, where would you say that you had your first ever musical experience?
At a rodeo. I was at a rodeo in Salinas, California, and a friend of mine was in a band, and he said, hey, come up and sing Friends in Low Places. And I got to be in front of a big crowd of people singing Friends in Low Places, which, I don't want to say wasn't my favorite song in the world, but I went up there and sang it, and it was a big rush. It's the big, when you can feel, when there's that many people screaming at you on the stage and you can feel literally their breath blowing at you, it was a rush, and I've done everything from race horses to rodeo to all kinds of stuff, and there was nothing different than, and it was a great feeling to be on stage singing and people screaming for you and stuff like that. So that was my first one, and that was quite a few years ago.
Heck yeah. So tell us about this song, Rock Bottom.
Rock Bottom was a song that was basically written in Nashville. It's just one of those another kind of like I don't want to say a breakup song, but another one of those breakup type songs to where the guy's just sitting there in a bar and everybody's partying and he's sitting there just kind of brokenhearted. Everybody's sitting there partying and he's sitting there brokenhearted. So, and it applies because, Nashville is such a party place, and it's such a, the song's about the guy showing up to a bar with a girl and, she just left him there, and it's just one of them songs, but it's a song that people can relate to when everybody else is kind of partying and you're not really feeling the party and you're just sitting there. So
right. I actually have a friend of mine that used to host I've been through Nashville once, and I stopped by a venue. They hosted the Savage Bingo games. Pretty interesting if you ever get a chance to go watch one of them. I know you said the bar scene wasn't your scene, and it really isn't mine anymore either. But that was interesting to see an entire venue of people participating in something.
Yeah,
You don't usually see that. Usually there's like 4 in the corner that are just like making fun of everybody else.
Oh no. Nashville is crazy because every bar has a live band, and
Oh goodness. If you guys want to get a music fix, definitely go check out Nashville, the Grand Ole Opry. They're hosting the Josie Music Awards here soon. Lots of our artists are going.
Yeah. So Nashville is a fun place because there's so many great artists there, and every bar has a live band. And for me, traveling around, I don't get to see 50 drummers, because it's just like, I have to look for artists or performers that are going to be quality. And out there, it's the Hollywood of like music, everybody there who's somebody good, they're there trying to make it. And I really like it because just the amount of talent that you see and you get to meet and stuff like that. There's a ton and everybody's been really, really nice to me every time I go there, and
oh my goodness. Well, y'all, this song that we're getting ready to listen to and the next one are both absolutely exclusive. They have not been released. They are not playing anywhere else. We are blessed with these previews. Rock Bottom. I'm going to go ahead and give it a spin and see if you're still here when we come back.
Yeah, I'll be here. No matter what, I'll click that.
Oh, that tenacity. Persistence is what it takes, y'all. If you want to make it in this world, it's persistence. This is Rock Bottom.
Broadway on a Friday night. Hang one for crowded dance floor, drunk folks in the neon light. She was done up in a dress I've never seen before. If we were on the rocks, hell, I didn't know. I took her here, but damn, it took her on. I came here for the party. Now I'm sitting here broken hearted.
That's good that y'all are going to have to follow Brian and find the rest of the song. You're here.
Only blacked out once.
It's like a game of whack-a-mole. You just keep disappearing and popping your head back.
Yeah.
We have not had this happen before, but there is a storm, or was a storm. I don't know if it passed already or what, because I haven't heard any thunder for a little bit. But that was Rock Bottom, y'all. I don't know if you heard earlier, but he said he's going to be opening for Joe Nichols. If you guys don't know who Joe Nichols is, he sang the song Tequila Makes Her Clothes Fall Off, which is the one Brian thought I would remember. But I was like, wait, is that the same guy who sings Impossible? And we had to look it up, but it absolutely is. Yeah. That's a pretty big deal, being able to open for somebody of that caliber, especially only 3 years out.
Yeah, that'll be at the Wilson Creek Winery out in Temecula, California. It'll be a big deal there. They usually sell about at least 1,000, if not more, tickets. But it's a really good place, and Wilson Creek is a beautiful place, a winery that everybody enjoys to go to. They have they've had Chris Young. They've had a ton of big people there all the time. So all the big artists go perform there. So it's a great blessing for me to be able to do this.
It's really awesome I am sure that you probably heard his music before you were.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like for me, it's like, these are guys I've been listening to since I was a little kid, growing up as a cowboy, all these songs, that's how I started even enjoying the country music, is just the lifestyle that I lived as a cowboy, and then every rodeo, I've seen Alan Jackson at the Reno rodeo that's going on right now.
And all the drunk people doing the watermelon crawl through the arena.
Yeah, there's a lot of drunk people. Yeah, but for me, it's like I've always had a bigger ambition and a goal to be on the stage and not in front of the stage. So, because I'm like the worst person to take to a big party. Like, I feel weird at a big party, but if I'm on the stage, I'm great. So I always wanted to be the performer. So, just getting up and being able to share my songs and, songs that people help co-write and stuff like that. And has always been a great thing for me. So I really enjoy it.
Well, and it sounds like you're living the dream if you're getting to share stage with some of the people that you looked up to when you were growing up. For sure.
Yeah, I think that's when you're kind of doing it the right way, is when you actually get on those stages
with the people that inspired you along the way. Y'all, we're hanging in here. This is what it takes. Absolutely.
What I tell,
not giving up.
what I tell the younger artists now that I talk to, and I know that, don't be scared to put yourself out there. Just keep doing what you're doing, because like I never knew I had a talent of any kind to where people are going to enjoy it. Everyone always said, "Oh yeah, you sound good, just do it." And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, at least you got that into the boat. So many other artists get the, "Oh, you suck, you're never going to be anything." There's so many mercy me stories out here where everybody, told the kid, you got to do this, you got to do that. You're never going to make it unless you listen to us. And
no, just keep doing it until you make it.
Yes, absolutely. Keep practicing. It doesn't make perfection, but it definitely will get you further than not doing it. Oh my goodness. We have one song left. This has been a Monday of Mondays, literally one for the books, Monday of Mondays. Adversity does not seem like obstacles. It seems like challenges when you keep your eyes on your goals. There we go.
Just a speed bump. Just keep going.
Almost couldn't spit that one out. I don't know who I said earlier today. I was like, the difference between try and triumph is in the umph.
Yeah.
Not what you say, it's what you do. Get up and put some backbone into it. Oh man. So BrianGaylordMusic.com. I'm gonna get that on a ticker on the bottom of the screen. Actually, is it Brian Gaylord Music or BrianGaylordOfficial.com?
I think it's BrianGaylordMusic.com. There's so many, I don't know.
You might have more than one, because I think I got all of your info off of BrianGaylordOfficial.com.
Oh yeah, BrianGaylordOfficial.com. There it is. Yeah, it is.
Okay, so
there's
it's
a lot
right
of
here.
people. There's a lot of people helping me. I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to focus on the music.
Yes. So I'm going to put this down here too. Okay. So any other cool places that you have performed or shows you have coming up?
I have shows.
Y'all, this is almost not entertaining anymore.
Shows coming up all over. I'm more excited about the recordings and stuff like that. I'm trying to
He is in the studio. He is getting tracks ready to spit them out. Like he said, he has a lot of them in the
shows coming up. And I have a country band that I play with called Country Star. That's countrystarentertainment.com. But we have shows everywhere. And right now I'm more focusing on the songwriting and recording. I go back to Nashville August 4th through the 10th or something like that to go record some songs. And we'll try to get on stage out there and sing a little bit while I'm there in Nashville, and just really focus on I'm trying to broaden my horizons. I'll go to Texas. I'm going to Nashville. I'm going to be traveling all over, towards the end of the year, trying to get more shows, because it's about just spreading the word and getting your name out there and stuff like that. And not just staying in your local community and I don't want to be, famous just here. I'm trying to going global is a thing, and it's like, just being a different kind of artist where it's like I'm trying to keep it classic country, or even sort of an outlawish country to where I can add a little rock feel to it all, and it's a different kind of show where the places that I go to, because they want high energy dance, and it's just like it's tiring. I want to go out there and sing some songs, that nice clean songs too. So
yeah, no, absolutely. There is such a diversity in music. We were just talking earlier about how it seems like they're starting to steer away from the sad country songs and go more towards the upbeat party movement. So it's cool that people are still sticking to their roots. That's for sure.
Yeah. And if you listen to the artists out there, though, it's like your Morgan Wallen singing all the breakup, sad, girly songs. Like, I'm sad about this, sad about that. You got Luke Combs singing about drinking, having a party, and, there's just so many. And then we have Zach Top out there singing all the classic type country songs, so it's like there's so big of a difference out there of the artists, and I've always been, I don't do much kind of Jason Aldean singing, but he's always to me been the one guy out there that's really singing a party rocking good song just about flying or a tractor or something weird, so it's kind of like that's more of the feel of what I like, is just singing about something other than just sitting there drinking or whatever. I want to sing about something that is better than me, basically,
Right. I am one of the older songs that when they started coming, like more of the hip and trendy party type, was Red Sundress, Kip Moore.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of like stuff that it's not where it's like, yeah, there's a beer, but there's also like a lot of other things going on. It's not just about the beer.
Yeah. And it's like, I enjoy all kinds of music. I'll listen, being a singer and all, I have to save my voice a lot because, like I said, I'm performing every weekend. So when I'm in the car, I'll put on like something I don't know the words to and try not to sing anything, so I don't get a chance to really listen to the music I like anymore because I'm trying to save my voice because, if you guys hear me coughing or anything like that, it's just a lot on your voice and stuff too.
It really is. I have this thing where like, I was telling you that I have PTSD. So I also have to watch how often I talk because I internally go too fast. So I get dehydrated really easily. And it really does make a difference when you're doing it on your off time and not giving yourself that rest. Like, you absolutely have to do vocal resting. And it's hard when you have music come on that you recognize, especially if you got the singer in your soul.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of the brain training music, like the different frequency vibes with like water or piano, like the chakra healing type music, or like they have where you'll have like the Native American drums and chanting and the flutes, like
and stuff. Yeah, I just fall asleep with that.
Well, they have some that is meant for sleep, and I listen to sleep music too.
Rain on a tin roof all night.
Yes, that there is. But they also have the music, like it's like classical, but it's not as angry as classical.
Okay.
Like, I love classical music, but some of that stuff you can't listen to because it's just too much anger in the music. Like, my brain can't take it. It's wild. Music is our universal language. It is also the one thing that we have left that's really providing a sense of community. It's bringing people together, and it's making days brighter and spreading joy and laughter and dancing and all of the good things. Movement is a big deal in mental health. Movement is a big deal. If you can get people out dancing, you are improving their quality of life.
Yeah.
Summer Fling, tell us the story about this one. Another exclusive song. You're not going to hear it anywhere else. We got lucky because Cynthia asked last minute, hey, do you have any more music? And he was like, well, I do, but nobody else has heard it yet. So y'all get to hear it here first.
Yeah,
Summer Fling for blessing us with that.
Summer Fling was kind of a rush song because summer is now, and it's kind of towards the end of summer. So that's what I'm trying to push for the release soon, is the next one. Is because it's towards the end and it's that summer about, when you go out there and you fall in love and you meet somebody and, and you're not from the same town and you're not really supposed to be like so serious, but, I thought it was just a summer fling and it's not.
Did this happen at band camp?
Yeah. So there's Summer Fling for you. So we can listen to that one and see what you think.
We are going to let you enjoy the rest of your evening. We're going to play this tune for you and then head on out, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Next Monday, we have Karen Paparelli, the 14th, Kimberly Ward, the 21st, Terry Knight, the 28th, Austin Hook. Join us here every Monday, 7 p.m.
Summer fling
Y'all are going to have to find that one. Go follow him, look up his site, and add it, pre-save it, and find out all of the awesomeness. This guy is going somewhere, and you're going to want to be there for that.
August 17th, y'all, this one's going to be a fun one. We're going to go over some artist development stuff, and the top 6 get to join us at the finale. So come network, enjoy the fellowship of some fellow songwriters on a mission, and let's prove who's the best in Texas. We're going to go over artist development opportunities, sales training techniques, overcoming objection, how to maintain a positive mindset, and more. $20 entry. Each artist plays 2 songs, and then we're going to play a fun game of musical telephone. Join us August 17th at EMP Studios. $20 entry for artists. That just reserves your spot. Guests are by donation or online for free viewing.